Welcome to Learn English with Globallinklanguage. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Globallinklanguage. I'm Bella, and today we're diving into a common greeting question that native speakers often ask in daily conversation. How have you been? You might have noticed that this question is more than just a casual greeting. It's an invitation to share a piece of your life, connect with others, and create meaningful conversations. In this video, we're going to explore various ways to respond to this question. But before we jump in, if you're new here, consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on our practical tips and tricks for improving your communication skills. Now, let's get started. How have you been? Is a common question from native English speakers, is asked as a casual conversation starter. How have you been is a way to ask someone how their life has been since the last time you saw or talked to them, maybe spoke on the phone or had a video call. How have you been is asked as a casual conversation starter. This question is usually asked when you haven't seen the person in a while. Since it's just a conversation starter, the other person won't always be expecting a genuine answer. Therefore, it's normal to just reply with a simple, good or tussy not bad. It's also a question that is only asked if you know the person and isn't something you ask someone you just met. If you just met someone, ask them, how are you? Instead of, how have you been? When to use the question. How have you been? To begin, there are two things you have to remember. First, only ask this question if you have met someone previously. Second, only ask them if you have not seen one another for some time, like a week or longer. Most importantly, this is not a question to ask someone you have just met, nor is it a question to ask someone you just saw yesterday. The question is actually focusing on the chunk of time that has passed since you saw that person. When speaking casually, people use the contraction have instead of pronouncing how and have separately. The U is often pronounced as ya when spoken quickly. So the entire question would sound like, how have you been? Instead of saying something like, I have been studying, it's more natural to say, I've been studying. It's similar to the ways I mentioned in the video. Beyond I'm fine, fluent responses to how are you in English. Depending on the situation, the person you're talking to, you might choose to give a few details about your work, hobbies, family, relationships, or anything else that's been going on in your life. If you know the person well, you might decide to offer a more honest, detailed response. This is a casual conversation starter when two people haven't seen each other in a while. The person who is asking the question isn't typically expecting that they will receive a thorough and detailed response. However, it's certainly appropriate to answer with a brief sentence or two about what you've been up to since the last time you saw them. Many of the standard responses you would give to answer, how are you, are suitable as responses to, how have you been, including short answers, great, good or very good, really, really good, not bad, fantastic, never better, busy, busy, as usual, all right. How have you been is a present perfect simple question. So your answer can either be an adjective or it should also be in the present perfect. How have you been is very similar to how are you in meaning. It's a greeting that invites you to describe your state of well-being in the recent past until now. Answers to how have you been allow you to expand a little bit and explain what you have been doing and how you have been feeling recently. You can choose to use the present perfect for things that still continue to the present, the past simple, for things that were finished at an earlier date, or you will be answering using the present perfect progressive tense. And this is done by using I have been, plus the continuous verb form. Present perfect progressive tense describes an action that began sometime in the past, continues in the present, and may possibly continue into the future. Here are some examples. Short responses. I've been good. This is one of the most standard responses people give when asked how they've been. Even when you haven't been doing all that great, it's acceptable to use an answer like this. And if you've been doing really well, use other adjectives to express that. Some examples are, I've been great, never better. I've been doing well. When you haven't been great, but you also haven't been doing too terribly either, like not bad. Some other ways to phrase this are, I've been doing okay. Not bad, things have been so-so. Not too bad, I'm just keeping on. I've been all right. Things have been all right. I've had highs and lows, to be fair. I've been better. This is a response that lets the other person know that you actually haven't been doing too great. You're not obligated to tell them everything's been great when it hasn't. Just be prepared for the possibility of having to elaborate a bit more. It's natural for the other person to show concern and ask follow-up questions. Not great, but we're getting there. Honestly, things have been better. Things have been a bit rough lately. For the long responses, there are many ways for you to answer. Mention any activities you've been doing recently. Pick one or two things that you've been doing recently, such as studying, reading, or exercising. When answering, it's more natural to start off with one of the standard short responses, good and not bad. All right, and add a longer response after that. Example. Good. I've been reading a lot of interesting books lately. Good. I've been immersed in my studies, reading countless books. I've been investing my time in fitness, regularly going to the gym and participating in yoga classes. I've been dedicating a lot of my time to mastering new software tools for my job. Great. I've been taking dance lessons at my gym. Really good. I've been meditating every single day. Give a short life update. Give them a brief summary of any big or significant events that have happened. This also gives the other person the opportunity to keep the conversation going. They'll be able to ask follow-up questions and react to your short story. Example. Not bad. I just got back from my trip a few days ago. Good. My family just moved into a new apartment last week. I've been better. My company is recovering from difficulties. Talk about something that doesn't relate to you. Make a comment about something else you find interesting if you don't have much to say about yourself. You are introducing a new topic and keeping the conversation flowing. Example, good. The weather's been so nice lately. I've been pretty good. I'm so excited for the next holidays. Pretty all right. Time passes so quickly, the year is almost over. Remember that the question, how have you been, is a way to start a conversation. How to make the conversation continue and take place in the most natural and comfortable way. Ask the other person the same question after you've answered. Ask the other person how they've been doing. This is common courtesy. It also gives the other person a chance to talk. How have you been? I've been good. How have you been? I've been great. How about you? Not bad. What about you? Good. I've been immersed in my studies. We're reading countless books and How about you? Answer with a question. This is a great way to include the other person in the conversation. You're asking for their opinion and giving them the chance to speak. How have you been? I've been good. Any recommendations for a good restaurant or cafe in the area? I've been doing pretty okay. Have you heard anything new from Tom? Not too bad. Things have been so-so. Your company just opened a few more branches, right? 3. Steer the conversation towards talking about the other person. Ask the other person a question that relates to them, or give them a compliment. By doing this, you're showing them you're interested in their life and want to hear what they have to say. How have you been? I've been good. Have you discovered any interesting books or movies recently? Things have been all right. Do you have any upcoming trips or vacations? I've been pretty good. Are you still practicing yoga these days? Really good. Your skin is so beautiful these days. Have you gone to the beauty salon? Above are ways to answer the question, how have you been, and some tips for you to continue the conversation. We hope that it will be useful to you. Are there any other ways to answer that I haven't mentioned above? Please let us know your opinion in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to continue improving your English and exploring more language lessons, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.